Max, many congratulations. 8th pole of the season and 2 stunning laps in that session that were good enough. You didn't need a tow at all, it turns out, in the end. How have you and the team turned the car around since yesterday?
To be honest, we didn't really turn it around. It was just fine-tuning the car, because I think overall the whole weekend it wasn't too bad, but I was just not entirely happy with some of the corners, and at least in qualifying it allowed me to attack a few corners better. And then in Q3 it just came together. And in Q2, of course, I was on scrub tires, so I couldn't really extract the most out of it with new tires. And yeah, the grip was good. I felt very good over those 2 laps. So that was what we set out to do starting the weekend, but of course you never know how competitive you're going to be. But for us, so far it's been a really good weekend.
The race paces look pretty similar between the two of you. So what are your thoughts at the moment? Just go out in front, stay in front and try and hope the rest falls into place? Or do you go on the offensive and actually try and bring it to you somehow with strategy and Yuki's help maybe?
I think we prepared very well for the long runs as best as we could. I felt fairly happy. But at the same time, I also know that even if I have to defend or attack, we're going to do it both ways. So I have, in that sense, probably also a bit less to lose than the cars around me. So yeah, we'll see how it goes in the race. And yeah, we need a bit of luck. I mean, even if we win, we need a bit of luck to score more points.
Would you be surprised to see Lando try and challenge into turn 1? Would you expect him to just let you go because he knows he's safe?
I don't know. I mean, I know that I'm not going to make it easy.
Back in 2016, when Lewis was trying to win the title, he tried to back Nico up into the pack so he would fall down a few places. Is that a tactic that you're considering tomorrow, and one you might be up for exploiting? And I guess to Lando, you sort of prepared for what might not be a very straightforward race in that respect.
Yeah, it was also a different layout. I feel like now you get towed around a lot more around the lap, so it's probably not as easy to do something like that. Cars also, of course, is completely different to back then. I felt like it was a lot easier back then to back it up because the tires would overheat a lot when you would get close. I remember even in 2016, in some qualifying laps, you couldn't go flat out in sector 1 to keep the tires alive in the last sector, which actually was here, for example. So yeah, it's very different times. I hope it's not straightforward, the race, but hopefully that's not because of me.
Lando, are you expecting a complicated race like that?
No idea. I expect everything, so we'll wait and see.
Lando, so close, but a mega couple of laps from Max in that final qualifying. How are you feeling right now? You are in a position where you could win it if you don't do anything tomorrow except stay there. But are you expecting some games, perhaps? Maybe back you into the pack a little bit, or...?
There's no point thinking of too much. I mean, I'll go and sit with my guys and girls and see how we can best prepare for tomorrow and prepare for every eventuality. But, the goal is still to try win the race tomorrow. That's still our mindset. It's definitely not going to be a simple one by any means, and probably the most complicated race I might have. But yeah, the mindset is still how can we win the race tomorrow, and that's going to be the approach. Yeah, everyone thinks I don't need to take any risks. And hopefully I can use that to my advantage. But we just weren't quick enough today, so it wasn't like the laps. No, I was very happy with my lap. It felt very strong. It just we weren't quick enough. We didn't have enough pace in the car. So I'm hoping that just magically appears tomorrow and we can be a bit quicker. Otherwise, yeah, they were just too quick.
You mentioned you don't need to take any risks. So have you thought about the approach to turn 1? We saw Max tap Oscar, P1, P2. Had contact last year. Have you thought about that at all, or will you look at that tonight or previous starts?
No, I mean, look, I know what I have to do, but it's never as simple as just saying stay there or do this. Everyone has their own agenda. So, like I said, the only thing I can do is go focus on my own stuff, prepare the best way I can, and wait to see what happens.
And hopefully sleep badly. I seem to remember you said.
I've been sleeping too much the last 2 nights, so yeah. Tonight I need to sleep.
Jump on a boat out there for a few hours and.
Yeah.
We wish you all the best for tomorrow. Thanks, Lando. It must have been nice to finally get into a rhythm today, but how frustrating is it, I guess, that this ends up being the FP1 session that you missed? I know it's arranged well in advance. Would it have helped you, do you think, or?
I mean, missing a practice session is never going to help, but it's a track that we all know pretty well. Ultimately, it's a session we decided together to miss. So I can't complain.
You've got the biggest task tomorrow. Do you make a move at the start and hope the rest sorts itself out behind you? How do you approach that start?
Not really sure yet. I haven't thought that far ahead, but obviously to try and win the championship, I need more than to just simply win the race. So yeah, we'll see what that entails.
Or does that mean then sitting back watching the two in front of you, get your popcorn out and let them tussle?
It could do. We'll see. We'll see how it gets played.
And are you okay with if it gets to the point where the team needs your help for Lando to take that role?
I mean, we'll still discuss it. I've not had any direct discussions about that yet, but until either Max or Lando cross the line ahead of me, then I'm still in the running. So we'll see what that looks like tomorrow.
We don't enjoy asking you that for sure, but I guess it's a bigger picture, longer term, isn't it, that everyone has to consider in the end?
Yeah, definitely. It's obviously not the easiest decision for anybody, but again, we'll discuss it before the race.
Wish you all the best tomorrow. Thanks.
Thank you.
Start.
Thrilling.
Yeah, but you're right amongst it. Second row of the grid. What sort of a mood are you in for getting involved with those top three tomorrow?
My mood is the same as any other race, to be honest. Obviously, I know what's on the line for those three, but you just got to treat it like a normal race. I think in normal circumstances, we don't have to pace, but obviously, if lap one finishes in the order we start the race, I can't imagine Max just driving off into the sunset. So there could be opportunity.
Yeah, we were just talking about that, funnily enough. We really were expecting the unexpected tomorrow from that kind of starting position, because he's not going to disappear off into the distance. What are your tactics? You were hoping from the toe from Max today as well.
Yeah, I mean, it was a subtle hint to the Red Bull pit wall to sort of like consider it, because you need somebody in the mix. But the truth is they were too quick for us today. We were obviously the top of Q2, but we were on new tyres. Everyone else was on old tyres. So I think we knew deep down they had 3 or 4 attempts to come.
Just speaking of that, George, obviously P4 front row seat for what's going to happen tomorrow with the top title contenders. But does that feel a little bit disappointing after P3? You put in that superb lap in P3. It looked really, really strong from our side. Or from your side and the data that you threw, is that sort of what you expected qualifying to end up?
Honestly speaking, I think that's what we expected. My lap in P3 was really strong, and I knew that people would usually get a bit closer come qualifying. And when you looked at the power modes people are running, I think we knew a good session would be around P3 and a bad one would be around P5. So P4 split the middle. That's just where we've been this season.
George, I just got to take you back to that start tomorrow. Imagine, I mean, either Lando or Oscar have a bad start. Do you go for the lunge, or because they're like in the championship fight, you would attack a little bit less than usual? How do you think you will approach that?
Honestly, I think I'm just going to treat it like any other race. If there's an opportunity and if there's a gap, if this was race one of the season, I wouldn't be aiming to do anything reckless, but I'm not going to leave opportunities on the table. So I also want to finish on the podium. I also want to finish the season on the high. And I've got to be honest, I won't sleep better or worse no matter who wins the championship tomorrow. So I'll be doing my own thing and go from there.
Unless you touch wheels and massively influence the outcome.
Yeah, for sure. But that's not the intention. That's not the intention of any driver. And as I said, I won't be risking more. I won't be risking less. And just go about my business like normal.
George, can I just quickly ask you about the dinner the other evening? All 17 of you out at dinner. You were sat, I think you were sat between Oscar and Lando, or at least with the picture you were there. There you are, right between them. Was there a lot of chat? Was a lot of ribbing of the three still involved? How did that all go?
No, conversation wasn't really about racing, but I'll leave that to your imagination. So, no, it was nice. It was nice because, we are all rivals. You're all competing against one another, but we all have this one thing in common, that we're traveling the world together, and nights like that just give you that chance to sort of bond a little bit and enjoy it.
And Pierre picked up the tab. What a nice guy.
Yeah, very kind of him.
It's your turn next year, right? We understand. There we go. Best luck tomorrow.
Hey Kimi, obviously such tight margins out there. How frustrating is it to miss out on Q3?
Yeah, it's obviously very frustrating. I struggle a lot with the rear in Q2 and just difficult just also between Q1 I went much quicker than Q2 and just really struggling to understand what happened there.
How are you feeling about tomorrow then, given the car changed so much through quali?
Yeah, it's for sure is. I think it's not going to be an easy race tomorrow. Deck is going to be big, and need to maximize the result and trying to do the best race as possible.
Yeah, definitely. Unexpected.
Unexpected. Where'd it come from, do you think? Did the car just come alive? Did you find it?
Yeah, we made some setup changes yesterday night. We were not happy in FP2, and then we tried something experimental, to be honest, that we didn't try any other race, and FP3 was tricky to drive but potentially faster, and as I said, not comfortable car to drive, but not too bad.
You can't give us any insight into what you tried experimentally?
No.
No, okay. What about the race tomorrow, though? What about the race pace? You know what's going on ahead of you at the front. Would you be happy to keep that P6 or maybe challenge Charles a bit?
I will be extremely happy. I think we have some fast cars behind. The Hasses, they've been very, very strong the whole weekend, so I don't know what happened in quali, but normally on Sunday they are strong. Hadjar as well, even Bortoleto and Antonelli. I mean, there are some fast cars behind, so we have to keep the feet in the ground, but we take day by day, and today is a happy day.
As someone who's been there, can I just ask you one final question? What would you suggest those three drivers battling it out for the championship do tonight? Is there anything they should do, anything they shouldn't do? What would be your...
Sleep. Sleep well. And tomorrow, if they can brace behind us, if they can give the way to us, and we overtake three cars in the first couple of laps, and then they fight behind us.
Great, thanks. From where the car's been this weekend, do you and the team know where it came from? Did you work on something specific?
I changed completely the car from FP2 to FP3, and it felt a little bit better, but I couldn't really see that in terms of performance just yet. So and then in qualifying I was really, really happy with the 2 laps in Q3. I really went all in, and it was either I finished a lap or crash into the wall, but luckily I finished the laps and I'm pretty happy with them, so there wasn't anything more we could have done today.
What about the race pace? How concerned are you that you won't be able to keep that P5, or do you think you've got enough looking at who's behind you? I mean, Fernando Alonso and keep them at bay?
I don't know because everybody seemed to be very, very strong in race pace. We weren't strong in FP2, but we changed so much the car from FP2 that I still have hopes that we made it better for the race as well. But only time will tell. It will be a bit more of a difficult car to drive, but I think a faster one, and I hope, being faster is eventually what matters, but I just hope the car will be okay to drive for a whole race distance.
Well done, thanks. You spoke yesterday, you said there were some changes you wanted to make overnight in the car to get a better balance. Were the changes made for today?
Yeah, we made lots of changes. The car felt great today.
And the car felt great. So when you said on the radio, the same thing again, are you referring to your performance in qualifying? Mm-hmm. And you don't know why, it's just you can't find it at the moment, that skill you've been known for? All right, I'll leave it to it. Thanks, guys.
Luis, what happened in this last tour set so that you left there 3/10? Really, I can understand you. Can I ask you if you have the words to describe how much it's hard?
I don't have the words to describe the feeling I have inside. It's